It's lunchtime in Tokyo. We feel like ramen, so we've come to Tokyo Station where there is a whole street called Tokyo Ramen Street, and there's 8 of the best ramen shops in Japan to choose from. Let's go. Order your ramen, you have to pay first. So you go up to the vending machine, put in your money, select your choice, and you grab 2 tickets and then get in line. My favorite type of ramen is tonkotsu ramen. Tonkotsu ramen is a broth made out of pork bones which have been simmered for hours and hours. So here at Oreshiki Jun, they specialize in that type of ramen. It certainly looks good. So I ordered their most popular menu item, which is the tonkotsu ramen. It comes with a soft-boiled egg, 2 pieces of char siu, which is the pork belly which has been grilled and slow cooked, spring onions, some wood ear fungus, nori seaweed, the noodles, which you can actually order as either soft, medium or hard. I ordered hard noodles because I find that they cook whilst they're in the broth anyway. And you can see that milky, creamy broth. It is so thick. It looks real tasty. Wow. It is so thick and it's so full of flavour. It's creamy, it's milky, you can really taste those pork bones which have been simmering for hours and hours. It's real good. There's a range of condiments to add, so I'm going to add some roast sesame seeds. I love these grinders. They just grind as you go, so it releases the aroma of the seeds, although it's really grind. Let's tighten it up. There we go. You can really smell that sesame flavour. And I'm also going to add some of their homemade chilli sauce, which I hear has something like 18 ingredients. This looks so fiery. It'll give the broth a bit of a kick, I hope. I'm just going to mix it up. Give that a go. It really adds a little bit of a kick. It's actually not that spicy, heat-wise, but it really adds to the flavour of the broth. I'm going to try some of the noodles. And remember, it's not rude to slurp ramen. If you slurp ramen, you're showing your appreciation, so get in there. Hard noodles is really the way to go. They're already sort of quite cooked. They still have bite, which is great. This char siu looks so delicious. It's got great rim of fat. It's quite caramelized. It's really soft, but still has a bit of bite, and that fat just melts in your mouth. It is so tasty. I think this pink stuff on the top is actually fish roe too, so that's a nice addition. I'm going to try a little bit of it. Quite salty. It'll just add to the whole mixture. This is tasty.
I was starving, so I actually jumped in before I could eat on camera, sorry. It's really good, but not that great before you add the chilli. I've added maybe like 6 pretty big spoons of the chilli into it, and that's made this a really good ramen. But before, it was actually one of the like most flavorless ramens I've ever had in Japan, which is pretty weird. Like it looked like it was just going to be beaming with flavor, but it really wasn't. Once you add all this oil, chili full of oil, and it's got 18 ingredients, I believe, so there's a lot going on in there, and it really does help. So now you can just slurp it up with absolute happiness. That is so good. It's just heartwarming, belly-filling goodness. No one ever said it was healthy, but it doesn't need to be when it tastes that good.
That was great. Once we added in all the condiments, so we added in pickled ginger, chili, garlic, roasted sesame seeds, it just made the broth perfect. So the broth was really rich, really creamy, and even though it looked small when it arrived, and I sort of thought, oh, I don't think that's going to fill us up, it actually, like, I'm stuffed. It was really filling, very rich. So Tokyo Ramen Street at Tokyo Station is where we ate. There's a range of ramen shops available, and they all do different types of ramen. So if you don't feel like tonkotsu ramen, the really heavy, rich bowl, you can opt for something else. It's great. Now we're going to go and head to Kappabashi, which is an area in Japan, and it's known as Kitchen Town, to do some exploring.
These metro passes have been a really handy purchase for us. We got 72-hour tourist ones, which you can buy from a few different places, but we first found them at the airport. You can buy them in the city as well, and at stations, big camera stores. 1,500?
Yes, 1,500.
1,500 yen for a 3-day pass.
That's about $4 a day.
Which is good.
Really good.
Any metro. If anyone saw our last video, we went to the fish market and we got up at 11 PM and we didn't go back to bed until 9 AM. So today we're feeling a little bit almost jet lagged. I love how there's vending machines everywhere in Japan. So you can just quickly and easily get a coffee. That's going to get me through the afternoon.
So if you're into food and if you're into cooking, Kappabashi Street is lined with kitchenware shops. So we're going to have a look around. We've heard that there is a sake shop. I want to look into that. And there's also the original shop who created plastic food, or it was wax food back then. So a lot of the restaurants in Japan, their front windows have plastic or wax like replicas of the food that they serve, and so you know what you're gonna get and how much it costs. It's so cool. So let's go and find that shop. Look at this stack of pancakes. They look so real. Let's check out this shop. That was awesome. I loved the chicken wing keyring. That was me in a keyring. You can actually go upstairs and book yourself a class to learn how to make fake food. So if you're in town, you have time, want to do something quirky, perfect. watched any of our Mexican vlogs, you'll know that we love ice cream. So we've popped into a 7-Eleven to find an ice cream for afternoon tea. Let's see what they've got. Check out this watermelon ice block. It looks epic. And I think the seeds are either chocolate or red bean, I think they are. Tasty. Kappabashi Street or Kitchen Town is really worth a visit, especially if you have luggage space and you can buy all sorts of bits and bobs to take home to stock up the kitchen with. There's all sorts of crazy things that you didn't know that you'd need, but wild. Thank you so much for watching. We hope we've inspired you to eat and explore like a traveller, not a tourist. See you next time. Sayonara!
Sayonara!